Hello, friends. My name is Kathleen Whitehead. I am a medium, a channel, a light language speaker, an energy channel, and whatever else I'm called to do that is of a high vibrational nature. But it wasn't always that way. I was married for 27 years, and at age 50, I became suddenly single. And when I woke up the next morning, what I realized is I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I only knew what I was or who I was within the marriage and I know that I'm a good mother, and I was a good worker and a good volunteer and even a good student. But I didn't know who I was as me. So I began a journey at age 50 learning who I was. I did just about everything. I did meditation. I read self-help books. I journaled. I went to different churches. I exercised. I took up ballroom dancing. I did everything I possibly could to introduce myself to myself. I did that for 10 years and had so many synchronicities and happenings that I couldn't really explain, but I knew I was taken care of during that time. It was a very deep time, not an easy time, but I worked hard for those 10 years. At age 60, I felt so good about knowing who I was that I actually danced a tango demonstration to celebrate my 60th birthday because I was taking ballroom dance lessons at the time. Shortly after that, I met someone, a friend, who became a dear, dear friend. She looked at me and she said, "Kathleen, you have something that you need to do in life. I see your soul, and you're not really who you think you are." Instead of backing away slowly, I started listening to her. I started learning things. She introduced me to the fact that I may have some metaphysical gifts. I didn't believe that, but I went and I would have readings and I would take classes and so forth. At age 65, I was in a class. We were studying psychometry, and I actually did a spontaneous reading for the lady next to me. I had no idea who she was. I picked up the bracelet, and I didn't know whose it was. And I wrote down words. I knew that I had a spirit with me. When it came to my turn to report, I read the words and told her that I told them in the class that I had a spirit with me. It turned out it was this young lady's mother-in-law who just passed, and the words that she heard brought her to tears because she had just gotten a message from her deceased mother-in-law. So I thought, oh, maybe there is something. So I began studying in earnest, began recognizing the experiences that I was having as metaphysical in nature, of spiritual. I began learning and growing, doing readings and expanding what I could do, learning about myself and my gifts. And I will be 75 in less than a month. So I have been doing this purposefully for 10 years. And now I've just begun an adventure where I am channeling high-level beings. They have messages for all of us about how we can change the world, how we are the change that the world is waiting for. I'm doing light language along with English translation. I hope that those of you who are ready and wish to learn from these beings, that you will join me in this adventure. I thank you for listening, and I hope to see you soon.